Hey guys, it's Missy Wolf, and I'm here with BJ Wilbanks.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Awesome. Now, I love your sound. You have an amazing sound, but a lot of our readers may not know who you are. So I want to just talk to you about who you are and how old were you when you got started and who your inspirations for music were. So can you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, as you said, I'm BJ Wilbanks. I've been playing music probably since I was about 13 or 14, but I didn't really get into songwriting until I was almost 20. So it was a big step in the right direction, I think. But I was really kind of pushed into it by my friends that heard the songs I was writing, and they said, you need to be doing this full time. You should be doing this professionally. So that's kind of how I got into the mix. And from then on out, it just kind of took off, and people started looking at me for shows and started recording, and then on, it's kind of history. But as far as influences go, my favorite bands and artists that really inspired me to do what I do, I start off with The Band, which is one of my all-time favorite bands. Levon Helm, Rick Danko, Richard Manuel, and Robert Robertson. Also, the Allman Brothers Band. I'm a Otis Redding fan. I'm a huge Al Green fan, Bill Withers, and Robert Johnson as well, and even a lot of 80s music. So I'm all over the board when it comes musically to style.
Right.
It's been a real challenge to get this first album done because it works with so many musicians and so many players, and we're so close to being done. It's going to be so amazing. I can't wait to share the full album, which comes out next year. But currently, we're releasing this side project, this EP, which is more rootsy and down home. So for the fans, and it's to raise awareness and money to fund the rest of the recording of the album.
Oh, awesome. Now, the name of the EP that you're releasing on October 30th is called Moonshine on the Vine. Now,
yes. Go ahead.
I was going to say, now, did you write this song? Because I know you're a songwriter and you write a lot of your music. Did you write this song?
So the Moonshine on the Vine is the name of the album, but it's actually not a title name. It's just the title of the album. No song on there is named Moonshine on the Vine, which in hindsight, I was like, maybe this isn't a good idea, but it was an idea I had, and I drew it out from my friend Evan Levitt, who did the artwork. I sketched it out on a piece of paper, and it's based upon me and my granddad I used to make muscadine wine out of the muscadines that grew in the backyard, and it was great. They're so damn sweet that, every now and then you'll get a bottle that's a little too hot, and it's almost like moonshine, and it's like kind of like a happy accident. So you'll go to taste it, you're like, oh, this tastes great, and then like 3 seconds later you're like, woo, and it kind of lights you up, gets you nice and warm and fuzzy, and that's kind of the way I feel about the music on this album. I hope it does the same thing for the listeners, because they don't expect what they get. And it was an idea that I always really liked, and I thought the picture was beautiful, having the mason jars on the actual vine and having the moon shining on it. It's kind of duality, which I thought was pretty cool. And I just figured we'd use it for this small project, and then when we have the full album, I don't know what that was, but we'll actually use the title track of the new album. But yeah, in hindsight, I thought I guess I should have used the track from the album or from the EP to name the EP, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. It's a beautiful picture. I'm glad we got the artwork out there, because Evan Levitt does some amazing. I can't believe he did what he did. If you're looking at the album now, you can see it's just beautiful.
Right.
I keep on the album, it's EP. I keep trying to remember to say that.
It's all good. I actually listened to the sneak peek of Right Back at Home, and I loved it, and I loved the sound. And I know you have a really creative side to you as far as what you describe your music as. Can you tell everybody how you describe your music?
Well, it's kind of funny because this EP doesn't really give any of the rocking side of my music at all. It's more laid back. And I've got a lot of beautiful love songs, and I've got a lot of, I got a couple funk songs we're doing. I got a reggae song we're doing. I've got some soul songs we're doing. I got some country, which you heard from Right Back Home, and some straight blues stuff. So it's a little bit of everything. And I've got some like hard rock songs too that are almost, borderline metal-y sound, but not all the way. So it's kind of all the influences that I've got through life and through music. And there's a good term I was told about an artist that I really love. They call him a musical omnivore, which means basically he eats all styles and interprets them and plays them, very well. I kind of model myself after that. But what I call the style that I've got, I guess, is backport soul. And I've heard front porch soul before, but I think backport soul is what I dig because there's a lot of rawness in it, but there's a lot of there's humanity. It's not recorded too perfect. There's still some human in there.
Yeah.
Which I think is very important these days, especially with all the stuff we hear is so overprocessed and so edited and auto-tuned, and
Exactly.
I just thought it was good to do a good raw album.
Definitely. Well, and when I read Back Porch Soul, I thought, wow, this is going to be really awesome to listen to, and it was, and it's real, and there's and some of the songs that I heard, you hear some grit and some raspiness, and you hear there's just so much to it that I just absolutely loved. So I love your term for that. I think it's great.
That's why I'm kind of pumped for the album, because if you listen to Anything She Wants, which is the first single I released, it's kind of like a straight, fun rocking tune. And there'll be that on the album. There'll be songs like that on the album. There'll be these beautiful songs as well. And I just kind of wanted to do, for this EP, I wanted to do easy stuff. I do easy, feel-good songs, and just really it's for the fans. These are songs the fans had told me they wanted to hear. So I said, you know what? Let's make them an EP so they'll help me fund this album project I've been working on for the past year.
Absolutely. Now you mentioned the song Anything She Wants. The video for that, I have to know, because I've watched the video a couple of times, and I watched the one that there's outtakes and everything. Okay, I have to know who came up with the idea for this video.
It was actually, a lot of the scenes were just kind of come up with them. Like I had an idea. I just had like a general idea. And expect Mark Crump of Reflecting Full Productions, by the way. Video made well and for a lower cost than what most people charge. He's really good. But he said, what kind of video are you looking to do? I said, it's so funny. I just want this woman to walk around and just ruin men. He's like, wow. I was like, well, that's kind of the thesis. You've met those women that just use their sexuality to their advantage and just abuse men, and men be glad to have them do it too. They're just like, sure, whatever it takes to be near you, So we thought of different scenes of how she would do that, and just acted them out and put them in there, and it just got funnier and funnier and more fun to do. It was a blast to shoot that, and it's just.
Well, you guys looked like you were having fun. So.
It's one of those candid rock videos where there's a lot of sexuality, a lot of sexual innuendo, and fun. It's supposed to be fun and ridiculous. And that's the way the song kind of feels to me. It flows, it's got a good rhythm, and it just feels happy to me. So we just, we were basically resorted back to being in high school, which was great.
Well, it was definitely, there were some scenes where I was just absolutely cracking up. It was pretty funny. So I was like, okay, I have to ask about this video because, I know everybody that listens to our interview, and, when they go to your website and check you out.
Actually. Yeah, let me tell them, it's online on youtube.com and type in Anything She Wants, BJ Wilbanks, and definitely don't have the kids around for the uncensored version. There's some choice cuss words, and there is some skin shown. No nudity, of course. You can't do that. Right. It's funny because I was kind of getting a little freaked out because we were watching the video. My friends were like, "We didn't know you had this video," and they were freaking out about it, loving it. And then afterwards, these commercials that were coming on after it were pretty crude and lewd. And I'm like, I need to get raps on this. I need to make sure I find out why. Because they were like commercials for some pretty crazy stuff,
Oh wow! Oh my gosh!
I don't want to be inside of this.
Things we don't expect that we're going to encounter, right?
I did a double take. I'm like, what this?
Anyway,
but yeah, the video is a blast, and I don't know why I chose that song because when I played it live, everybody just would start moving, and just you could see the crowd moving, and I try to let the crowd choose. In most of the things I do, there's a lot of songs I love that move me, and a lot of times those are the songs that move the crowd. And if it really moves them and they dig it, I want to get that recorded, because the whole reason I'm doing this is for people that love music. Like, it's kind of like it's a payment back for all the great music that I've heard, and it's helped me through my life. You know, healed me and rocked me out. And I just want an album that, I think the best way to put it is, Chris Stapleton says, I want something that kicks your ass from beginning to end.
Right.
You know, in a great way.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. And this video definitely accompanies that pretty well. I'm just saying. So,
the hot dog scene was a bit much.
Yeah, it was pretty. I didn't Well, I didn't expect to see that, but I was dying. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
I'm glad you got to watch it.
Yes, I did. I did send my kids out of the room, though, because I watched the uncensored version.
My neighbor actually told me, and she's a real sweet lady. She came over one day, and she comes over to borrow records sometimes, doesn't tell me. I called her one day, she borrowed a record. She goes, you know, I went online and watched a video. She's like, I was supremely offended. I said, Laurel, I'm like, what offended you? And so I sat down with her and watched the video. And she was less offended when I was there watching it. She's just a super, reserved lady.
Right.
It was just funny to hear that. I said, well, I didn't mean to say that, like, this, you need to find something else to be offended about, because everyone likes blues. Right. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I don't know. I think that would have been one of those great moments, and that's probably going to be etched into your brain forever now. You know, that conversation with her. I mean, it would be for me.
She came around, and she's actually a really cool lady, a great neighbor. I'm no longer living there, which I'm upset about, because there were good people. But it's just cool to hear from it. I don't know. I like to hear anybody's interpretation of what they've seen. That's the great thing about music, is it's no matter whose music it is, you take away from it what you want.
Yes.
All the video stuff aside, when I talk to people, I'm like, what do you like about the song? And they tell me all different things. And sometimes they're the same, sometimes they're not. And that's why I love music. No matter who you are, if you don't appreciate it, or if you do appreciate it, it's your own appreciation.
Exactly. And everybody relates to things in different ways, and what I take out of one, somebody else may not. So
yeah, and it can help you. It can, or it can just move you. It doesn't matter. That's why we do it. If I did this for fame, I'll tell you, I did it for the wrong reasons. There was a good quote, or this person asked me the other day. This was a while back with an artist. I'm not getting names out, but it was such a weird question that I had to stop and think. He goes, don't you just hate it when you see someone who's just not as good as you, or not as their music's just not as good? Don't you hate it when they make it? And I looked cockeyed at him. I was like, no. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I love for people to succeed no matter who they are, what they do.
Right.
I said, just because you have a vision of what's good and what's bad doesn't mean anything. I said, if you're in this to compare yourself, you're in it for the wrong reasons, brother.
Exactly.
So this is the art. It's appreciated or not. Believe it if it isn't. I said, but if someone has something in their heart or in their soul and they play it and they believe it, that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
If they get famous for it, or if they have success for it, great. Great.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, and most of the artists that I've been interviewing too, most everybody says the same thing when you say, why did you get started? And everybody says, well, I didn't get started for the money, because in this industry,
I wouldn't be in it now.
Right? Because this industry is definitely hard. It's definitely difficult.
It's not a decline as much as it is like a saturation.
Mm-hmm.
It's technologically saturated. But let's not get into that. That's everyone knows that. And I think there's really a lot of promising things happening. A lot of really great artists who have not been discovered before being discovered. Vinyl's making a comeback, which just makes me feel great.
Oh, I know. It's amazing.
Neil Young took a stand by not releasing his next album digitally at all. You have to buy a physical copy, which I thought was really cool. Yep. And I have my own opinions about Neil Young, and he's great, but there's certain things that I was like, But that was a very cool thing he did. I think that's a good step in the direction.
Right.
Anyway.
So, all right. Well, I mean, we covered a lot, but I want to know, what was your first experience performing for people? How old were you?
Oh, God. That's a good question. 'Cause I think my first Like, all right, go. Everyone's watching you. Experience was, I think I was about 17 or 18 when I got in front of someone. It was a show of my music. I was doing covers too, but I went to play a song and I just forgot the words. My buddy was playing guitar with me. He's looking at me. I'm like, hey man, he's like, it's your song, man. I don't know the words. So that was my first experience. But I'd say the first like amazing experience when I realized I wanted to do this. I was sitting with my granddad and he showed me this gospel song, Victory in Jesus. And I was like, oh, this is neat. This is fun. And I learned it. And then he showed me Ray Charles, tell me what I say. And I was like, no, this is where it's at.
Right.
This is the kind of music I want to do. And as soon as that happened, ever since then, like it's just been ingrained in my mind to play music that moves you. Like it's got to have a feel. And that's kind of where I've segregated from the new music now. There's some music that's great, but a lot of the stuff I hear on the radio, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on the radio.
Yeah, there's some definite changes happening that I'm noticing. I'm noticing a lot of people are either hating it or they're loving it. There's very few in between with a lot of the new.
Probably not a lot of people that will go. It probably is not wise to promote other people's music on a show, but I'll tell you some that I've just been blown away by. Country-wise, Chris Stapleton, Traveler is like one of the best albums I've ever heard. Sturgill Simpson, Meta Modern Sounds of Country Music will recreate your life for a minute. And then the Wood Brothers, who we actually know all over Wood, he's from Tucker, Georgia. They're amazing. They're actually touring with Tedeschi Trucks now and just killing it. They're amazing musicians. And let's see who else. Mofo, J.J. Gray and Mofo, really doing a great job. And a lot of these are different styles. None of them are, in a box, which is great.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's definitely good stuff happening.
No, there is definitely, and I think that's one of our missions here at Center Stage Magazine is we want to bring a lot of these artists. We want to bring them to the front so that people get to know, hey, there's way more music out there than just your top 40. Yeah. I mean, no disrespect to the top 40, but.
Yeah, how do you find that new music? The only way is through friends or through just mass media.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't, the more people, it's funny, like word of mouth is the biggest way to find music. I think still today. That's never going to get stopped.
Right. Well, so definitely, I'm so glad that we get to talk to you today and we get to showcase you.
Oh, let me do some shameless self-promotion. Okay.
Sure.
So if anyone is going to be reading this magazine before a week and a half from now, November 4th is the release party at Steve's Live Music. Starts at 8 o'clock. We have a huge lineup of amazing musicians. Everyone's going to be playing. Everyone that plays in the studio with me on these songs that I'm going to be putting on the new album coming out next year and on the EP that we're just releasing October 30th, they'll be playing with me at the show. So it's going to be just like it's going to be on the album. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Perfect.
It's probably I'm super excited about it. But as far as the EP goes, that releases the 30th, Moonshine on the Vine. And if you come to the show, you can get it for, I think it's $1 cheaper just by paying for a ticket and being a part of it. And you'll get to hear all the stuff that I'll be brewing up for the full-length album next year.
Perfect. And do you have your tour information on your website as well?
Yes. Actually, this weekend I'm playing with my other band, Gibson Wilbanks. We're doing 2 arts festivals in one day.
Right. I saw that. You have an 11:30 and like a 4 o'clock show.
Yeah. That was a mess up on their behalf, and I told them, I'm like, don't worry about it. We can do the stretch. We can do the doubleheader.
You're like, we're going to do this.
The other week I had three in a row. I had a Friday night, Saturday morning, and a Saturday night. And I was about to just,
wow.
fell out after Saturday.
All right. Well, you'll earn some deserved rest after that. But all right. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that everybody has all of your links. So right after they read the article and they listen to the interview, they'll be able to connect with you on all your social media and your outlets that you have.
Please.
So perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. And I can't wait to actually get to see you guys in person and watch you guys play.
Where are you located, by the way?
Currently, I'm in California. However, I've
never been to California.
Really? I will be making my way back out to Nashville, which is not too far from you. So
No, not at all.
So I'll as soon as I'm back out there, I have a long list of bands I need to go catch. but you'll definitely be on there. Your songs are pretty great, and I love your style. I love the back porch soul. It's just really home feeling. I love it. I absolutely love it. So
we can't wait to melt faces with what we're bringing up in the studio. There's one song we're going to cut. We're going to cut this December. And it's an Al Green song almost. It's just straight soul feel and just a good groove on the rhythm section. And it's funny. I wrote it and I was like, I want to get a girl to sing this. I want to get like a good, amazing black girl to sing on this one. And I got a couple girls that I sing with and I was going to try out. And then went in the studio and they're like, man, you should just sing it. You're singing it. And I'm like, no, I don't sound good on it. And then we just kept working on it and changed the key of it, and it sounds awesome.
Nice.
It's got that Al Green feel to it. So I'm going to love that someone's going to listen to the album and hear like that Ride Back Home song, which sounds straight country, and then hear something that sounds like Al Green right after it. I mean, that's awesome.
That is great, and I can't wait to see the response you get. So check back in with us. I know your EP is released on October 30th, so I want to have this released to everybody prior to that. So
Cool.
Thank you so much for everything, and I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon and catch you at a show, and it'll be great. And we'll catch some live footage and do an on-camera interview maybe at that point, and get to talk to you.
Well, much love and the best of luck to you as well. I hope you get all the things you need and more.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.